Sure.
Because your documentary is so interview-driven, I have two questions about that. How did you find these people to interview?
Yeah.
And I see that you use the two-camera setup. Usually when we shoot a two-camera setup on interviews and documentaries, we do this so that we can cut. But you showed us photos, you have these beautiful, long-lasting dissolves. And I have a theory about why I appreciate that, and I wanted to hear about what your choice was behind making that choice to dissolve.
Yeah, thank you so much. That's a really cool question. First, I'll be real quick here. A lot of the people I knew personally, and I wanted to talk about that, but I went too long with the film. We're going to basically do bonus clips. There's a few clips on YouTube that'll be going there to explain the relationship with everyone. Father Pat baptized me Episcopal 16 years ago. Kriya Yoga, I joined Kriya Yoga in 2011, and so there was 3 or 4 different Kriya Yogis on there. Friends, Ed Martin, I met through a friend. Richie was a crazy story. Genevieve, who is a good friend of mine's mother, he was the former biochemist researcher. She owns Sundara Yoga Therapy, owns and operates it. And we had been emailing, and tiny bit about backstory. When I interviewed Jaime Mathias, Reverend Jaime, he said there was this guy that came up to me and asked about if yoga is okay with being Catholic, and I thought of you, and I couldn't get his information, and that was Richie, and we didn't know that at the time. And Genevieve, I was emailing Genevieve about an interview, and she said, yeah, come over anytime, let's do it. Also, I have a student that is interested in your film, and you might want to talk to and kind of learn his story. And so I was going to go interview Genevieve, and she got sick, literally 30 minutes, hours before we were going to shoot. She said, I'm really happy to introduce you to this guy, my student, he wants to talk to you, but I gotta go, I'm so sorry, I gotta run. And we had already filmed so much at that point, and I thought I was just gonna kind of learn his story, 10 minutes or whatever. I filled up all my cards on all my media. It was so fascinating, and his story took over, being kind of the subplot of all that stuff. So there was definitely kind of cosmic, cool little things. As far as the dissolved cuts, that's a great question. Basically, it was important to me to illustrate that I wasn't manipulating what these people were saying. I wanted them to have a voice, and kind of integrating both sides of the spectrum. There's guys, poor Pastor Roy kind of becomes a punchline in the film, because he's kind of so fundamentalist that there's all this kind of more substantial, more grounded, real stuff, and then he's kind of a little bit out there. But it was important to kind of give everyone a place at the table and show all the spectrums of gray within this kind of dialogue. And the dissolve cuts was a cool thing that changed the frame, because this is some dense philosophical stuff where if it stays too long, I was concerned about it staying too long on the same shot and just losing people. So I wanted to keep moving it. I tried to jump around a lot, and the dissolve was kind of fit the tone and fit the rhythm of it being a more philosophical, giving it some gravity. That's a great question. Well, thank you guys so much for being here. We really, really appreciate it.